This is Two Brothers, top-down action adventure kind of Zelda-esque Game Boy kind of game. And in this video, I'm going to show off everything I found so far. So to start it off, let's get the first character to follow us. So in this game, you start off with one character, and throughout the game, you have one character, and sometimes someone joins your party. And so right now, I have his wife. And so what's interesting is you can actually control the second character. And so what you can do is there's actually, this is really badly coded, especially at the start here, where she is supposed to automatically follow you. But when you like walk away, she's supposed to follow you, but like it's really badly coded so that when you press P to like stop having her auto follow you, for some reason like they coded this very first part very badly, so whatever direction you're holding, she goes through anything in that direction, including any objects. So what you can actually do is just take her into out of bounds really easily. And as you can see, this is solid and she can't walk through unless she does the walking thing again. And if she walks into somewhere where it's completely solid, like that bottom part there, she can't actually walk through. This isn't really useful for anything, and if she goes too far off screen, she respawns to the main character's position, but it is quite a weird glitch. And you can even go up here. And yeah, she's out there. The next glitch I'm going to show you is called collision teleporting. So basically here we have an NPC that is, as you can see, like one tile taller because of the pot on her head. And we can abuse that because we can push her, and then she can't go into some houses, which normally NPCs are forced to go into if you push them there. But however, she can't, so she's just stuck like this. So what you can do is just push her to the right or left, doesn't really matter, you can do it from both sides. And then you put her here, and then you go and walk into the next room. Because of how this game works, all rooms are all put on one map, they're just simply put into out of bounds. And so when you go into a room, all that happens is you're teleported to a specific position on the map, which puts you inside the room. And so she is still in that exact same position outside of the door as when I pushed her and came in. So what you do is, because she's in that position, if you go outside on the opposite side that she is at, so I pushed her to the right, so if I exit from the left, I will be teleported because her collision pushes me, this is assuming, her collision pushes me into the the solid part of the house, and then that pushes me really far into out of bounds. Well, really far and into out of bounds. And so, here, let's see if I can do it now. Yeah, there you go. So as you can see, I'm now out of bounds. This is the barrier that separates out of bounds and inbounds. And out of bounds is quite interesting in this game overall, because in this case, the top of the map is camera bound, while the top and the left side are camera bound, while the bottom and the right side are not, which you'll see once we get to the top of the map. But basically, if you go down, it seems like you can go down infinitely. I haven't tested. Like, you can keep going up, but the camera stops following you. And same thing for right. And then you'll see all the maps of this place are actually stored here on the right. If we can get to one. I think they're much lower. And so basically, I've tested this with a few houses with this water girl or water woman who has the pot over her head. And it actually works anywhere. Meaning this is basically a universal kind of thing that can happen pretty much anywhere that you have an NPC or an object that is too tall to go into a doorway, but you can still fit in, and so that it can push you when you go back through the loading zone. And so it's interesting because you can't actually go back in bounds because there's actually walls for almost everything. But you can sometimes still interact. And as you can see right now, this appears to be a soft lock. And so Sometimes collision isn't perfectly fit in, so like with the actual box of the room, and so you can actually go in bounds and talk to people and do stuff. Well, pseudo in bounds. And so this might be useful in some places, but it's currently I've only found it to be possible in this town, and it doesn't do anything. If this was possible in a map just a little bit ahead of this, then that would have been much more useful and interesting, because you might be able to get 2 partners, and have 3 characters when you're only supposed to have ever 2. So that would have been very interesting to see. But who knows, this might be possible in other places and might potentially break the game. Next glitch I found was static walking. Basically, when you have ledges that you can jump down, there's a few frames where after you press down, where he actually does the auto jump to go downwards, there's a few frames where you can actually input a command. And then you have your 2 attacks, which is throwing a spear or attacking with sword. And you can use either one, and if you time it correctly, which I did not there, I didn't either. But basically, if you time it correctly, it causes his grounded walking state, which you can see right now is a whole animation, to actually freeze to 1 frame. There we go. So as you can see, all of his walking is just this static frame. And this actually is interesting because if I go up a ladder, you can see that it has a completely different animation, but when he goes back to ground, he goes back to static walking animation. And same thing when he goes down. So the only way to cancel this is through attacking, which I'll also show you when you go through a cutscene here. You go through different sets of animation. As you can see, they're like kissing, and then it kind of teleports me, and you can see he's reset. So it's either I think it's teleporting and animations on the ground that cause you to go out of static walking.